Hey everybody, how's it going? Bear here, and today we're gonna come back with another review. Just because Gilgamesh just dropped in the recent update, and I want to take a look at him with you guys. I did not look at any of his skills or anything beforehand. I'm going in this blind just because I want a little surprise, you know. Though I do know the skills for wood, as it was leaked a little while ago, and I saw those, and also I did do the heroic dungeon for him, and it showed his skills there as well. Didn't look at the other elements, though I did see a leak for dark, and I don't know if that leak was true or not, but we'll find out, I guess, when we go through this. So, for those that don't know, Gilgamesh was a new Nat 5 that just dropped. We can get him from any regular method, so like summoning from eggs, pulling from this thingy, the whatever, the special shop. And also you can get wood Gilgamesh from the heroic dungeon by doing that until you get the 100 soul stones, which honestly I'm kind of upset about heroic dungeon just because we have to choose which of our three uses are for like which mons. Like we don't get three entrances for Persephone, Sun Wukong, and Gilgamesh. We have to choose one, you know. I think that's really lame. But anyway, this video is not about that. Let's go talk about Gilgamesh real quick. So he's gonna be like right around here. Yeah. And here's the Evo 1 for fire. Very cool. I love the axe. The axe is very badass. I did just like this is actually amazing timing because I just finished watching Magi recently, like literally a few days ago, and then they come with like Gilgamesh who looks like Sinbad. Very cool, very cool. Yeah. Um Here's the Evo 3 for fire, Heroic King Gilgamesh. Here's the variant. I like the variant. It's a very rare time where I like the variant for fire more than the regular. Just because for the regular fire, the colors are a bit too saturated, whereas like this is like calming, I guess. So looking at the stats, he is an attacker. He has a pretty good HP stat, a good defense stat, and a really high attack stat. This is like probably top 10 attack stats in the game, just going off the top of my head. Top 5s I know are all a little bit over 4K, and he's just below it, so he's definitely in the upper echelon of attack stats in the game. Anyway, looking at the skills, so first off we have the leader skill, which is a new leader skill for the game. That I also saw in the leak as well, forgot to mention. And it's just decreases the enemy's defense by 30 to 35%, which is really good, very cool. It'll be very good for any Gilgamesh that are attackers, most like more significantly than the other Gilgamesh. If there's ones that are more tanky, it'll be useful for tanky ones, you know, but it'll be better for attackers like Fire Gilgamesh. Looking at the 3-star, so we have stun 100% one turn, and then we have HP siphon on 5-star, which greatly restores allies' HP. Very nice. Gilgamesh does have skill books, but I don't have any Gilgamesh, and I doubt any, like many other people do, just because he was literally released within like 24 hours. So the chances of anybody having him is very unlikely. So yeah, skill book values unknown to me. I can only assume that his 3-star will be increased to 2 turns, as other mons with 100% one turn stun on their 3-star do, like Fire Arthur, Wood Odin, Water Odin, Wood Indra, things like that. They get bumped up to 2 turns, so I assume Fire Gilgamesh will as well. Another interesting thing that I should mention about Fire Gilgamesh is he is another somewhat rare occurrence where a Nat 5 attacker is the one with a 100% stun on their 3-star. And the other one that I can think of is just Fire Arthur. I don't recall any other ones off the top of my head, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's very interesting. So where do you want to use him? So first off, the place where he would probably do his best is just PvP, because of course 100% stun is very nice. Just being able to crowd control. And then, of course, with his 5-star, he's able to heal himself and the team. Even if you don't build him offensively, because it is a greatly restore, it'll still heal a decent amount. And of course, I assume his thing is AoE. Let's see. Summons a phantom weapon and strikes it with his axe, causing an explosion that damages all enemies. Yeah, so it is an AoE attack. So yeah, it's going to be decent heals even if you don't build him really, like, fully offensively. Then you can also use him for farming, just because he is a fire attacker. He doesn't have any damage boosting skills, so he's not the best for it, but with his high attack stat, he'll still do a very good job. Especially in like GB9 and DB8. Yeah, DB8 actually he'd be quite good for, just because he'll be able to support the team with his 5-star, keeping them alive, and of course the stun as well would be nice for the Wood Valkyrie on the first wave, so that's another thing to keep in mind there. And then you can use him for Wood Colossus, just as a fire attacker. He will definitely fall off, though it's worth noting that his stun can be useful there as well, just to keep the healing golem thingy with the attack up stunned, though keep in mind it can resist the stun. That's why SP Siphon is much better. But yeah, just some things to keep in mind there. You can also use him for Tower of Chaos, for floors 80 and 100 specifically, just because of that 100% stun. And how I would build him, so one, you can build him completely offensively, which I would do more so if you're going to use him for PvP offense or like farming or any of the other locations that I mentioned. So like crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage, something like that. Something that I forgot to mention, you can also use him in Titans just as a fire attacker, but of course he will fall off there. Definitely, once you start getting Courageous Strike, Unflinching Strike Mons, even if you just get Mons with like Hunter or Predator, anything with a damage boosting skill would most likely outclass him in Titans, but he can still do very well there. Then for PvP as well, another build I would recommend, just to take more advantage of his stun, is to keep him more survivable, so building him the Bruiser build, so HP, attack, defense, is something that you can do for that as well. And if I were to get a Fire Gilgamesh, I would probably do the same. I'd probably put him on a Bruiser build and use him offense or defense. With a Bruiser build, you can put him on either. So yeah, that's going to be it for that one. And he is a very good candidate for the leader skill, but mainly if you use him for offense than defense. Alright, now on to water. Here he is. And up his stats. Here's the variant. Here's the regular. There's not much difference. The cloak does get darker. Oh, his hair goes to blonde in the variant. I'm gonna go with the regular because it has this purple scarf thingy on the back. I don't know what that would be. It's not really a cape. Because, like, I don't know. I like the regular. The regular. Looking at the stats, he is a balance type. And he has a good attack, good HP. His defense is a little bit lower than I'd like for an at-5 balance type. You know, I like the defense and attack to both be around 3k. But it's not significantly lower, so it's not that big of an issue at all. And whoa, I just looked at his skills. Okay. Yeah, so I really want this mon. I really want this mon. So on 3-star we have Weaken, 70% 2 turns, and that is amazing because it's paired with a 5-star Courageous Strike, and now I am like fanboying over this mon because I want it so bad. I do not have any other Weaken water mons for Titans other than water Draka, because I haven't been lucky enough to get a water best. But I want this mon very badly. So yeah, based on all of what I was just saying, he clearly comes off as a Titan mon. That's what he's gonna do, where he's gonna shine the most. Just being able to apply that Weaken, as there are very few Weaken water mons. The only ones that I can think of off the top of my head, at least that are viable, are Draka and Bast. now he is also there, which honestly I'd say he would probably be more useful than a Water Draka just because he could also provide damage. Though it also depends on his books because 70% 2 turns is quite low, but that's pretty. I think that's the same as Wood Garuda, and Wood Garuda does alright without books, though of course with books is significantly better. So I can see with books it getting a similar treatment that Wood Garuda gets, because Wood Garuda I believe goes up to 80% 3 turns or something like that. So he could probably do the same there. That'd be very nice, and then of course he would just get a damage boost on his 5-star. Where else would you want to use him? So you can, I guess, use him against Fire Colossus, just because the weaken would speed up your run a little bit, maybe, though it's not like super necessary. And then of course just being there for a water damage dealer. And let's see where. Yeah, that's pretty much it. How I would build him fully offensively. Well, there's 2 ways you can build him. So one, if you want to utilize the damage more, you can build him fully offensively. So like crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage, something like that. Or you can build him a bit more survivable just to be more focused on him spreading his weaken. He won't be doing as much damage if you're to build him as such, obviously. But he'll live longer, so he'll be able to put down that weaken more frequently, or for a longer period of time, I should say. Personally, I would probably just build him offensively and get my defenses from trinkets. But you can go like HP HP defense, or HP defense. Did I say that's the same thing twice? HP defense, HP defense. You can do either of those, or fully offensive. Or you can do bruiser build, that can work too, but I feel like you should just pick a direction you want to go and go fully in that direction rather than try to go middle of the road with him. Though his stats, being a balanced type, very nice. And yeah, again, I really want this pawn. So, fingers crossed I get it. On to Wood. So here's the one that we can get in the Heroic Dungeon. He's farmable. It'll take a while. They did make it so that it's guaranteed Soul Stone drops in the Heroic Dungeon now, which is nice. So you can get a Wood Gilgamesh within 34 days, I believe it was. So if you want him, you can get him. There you go. Here's the regular. Very cool. Very, very cool. Here's the variant. I like the regular. Because, like, I'm not a big fan of the color brown, but I like this, you know? This one is kind of weird to me. I don't know. I'm going to say I like the regular more. Looking at the stats, he is an attacker. His stats, his HP and attack are both a little bit lower than Fire's, but his defense is about 200 points higher. So, pretty much, he's very similar to Fire. Though, don't get me wrong, 3,800 attack is very good, so he's still going to be doing a lot of damage there. And he's also very good for the meta right now, which we'll get into in, like, after we look at his skills. So, first, 3-star. Predator, 50%, very nice. Skill books will definitely only give a damage boost there. And same thing for his 5-star, which is Persevere. For those that don't know, Persevere increases the attack multiplier that the skill will have as turns progress. Stacks up to 8 times. I might be wrong, but I believe it goes up 25% each turn, which would cap at like a 200 times boost, which would just be like 2 times damage or some shit. I don't know. I don't know the specifics of the math, but I'm pretty sure it goes up to 200%. Anyway, where you want to use him. So, first, PvP. Offense specifically, with his leader skill there as well. Very, very nice. Which, something that I've just realized, this is actually insanely broken of a leader skill, because oh my god, man, it's such a good leader skill. If you get a variant Gilgamesh, make one of your attackers it. Wood Gilgamesh is definitely a viable candidate, but we'll like choose which one is a higher priority for variant after we look at Light and Dark. So 1 PvP offense, as I said. as I said. Especially with the meta that we have with heavy water defense teams, where we'll see like Water Wildfangs, Nightmares, Persephones, and Shivas all over the place. He'll be very good for taking those guys down, and be also, like, one, because his 3-star has a 50% Predator, very nice damage was there, but then also because it's Persevere, against those mons, they tend to draw out the matches, and he'll just be getting stronger as the turns go on, so very, very nice there for taking them out. You can use him for farming as well, just because he's a wood attacker with a good attack stat and a high damage dealing 3-star with his Predator. And then, of course, GB7. Yeah, GB7's the water one. And then you can use him in Water Colossus as well. I will be uploading a video of what I did for Water Colossus this week. I meant to upload it on Wednesday, but I was so tired after work that I didn't get the chance to. But yeah, you guys will see that video. It was inspired by Hyuki's video of Water Colossus. And this guy is definitely that Water Colossus method features Wood Mushi, and he is definitely a good substitute, I guess, for Wood Mushi, which you don't really need a substitute because Wood Mushi is farmable. But anyway, he's good for that. What else? Titans. He's good for Titans for a damage dealer. Of course, will fall off once you get Courageous Strike and Flinching Strike mons. Something I should mention about Persevere is if you decide to use him for farming, Persevere doesn't stack between waves when you're doing farming runs. So if you're on GB10 with him, you take out the first wave, takes you, say, 3 turns or whatever to do it. You'll have that Persevere going, but as soon as you complete the first wave and go on to the next one, it resets back to 1 or whatever. So that's just something to keep in mind there. And then something else to keep in mind with Titans, we do have Jiangshi coming up soon. She's going to be the Capture Festival Mon for the month of May. So you'll get an unflinching, and Wood Jiangshi is a unflinching strike Mon. So that's just something worth mentioning. And how I would build him, I'd just build him completely offensively. Crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage, something like that. You can also go Bruiser build if you use him for PvP. So that's another thing there. But anyway, let's move on to Light. And let's see, where is he? Oh, there he is. He looks very cool. I like the Light one. I like them both. So I like this one because it has like more of a contrast between... Well, no, this one, I like this one because it has more of a contrast between like the cloak and the skin color and all that. And then the regular, I like just because the overall color scheme is great. So I can't decide. Looking at the stats though, he's a balanced type. Overall, his stats are all better than Water's, but not by much. So I must say, very good stats overall. And then, wow, we get 2 Courageous Strikers. This is amazing. This is amazing. I want this mon so bad too. So on 3-star we have Courageous Strike, and then on 5-star we have Attack Up 2 turns. Oh, and it's an Allies Attack Up. That is okay, guys. Like Gilgamesh is about to revolutionize Dark Titan teams. He really is, because like right now the strategy is to have your attackers paired with like a defense up healer and an attack up healer, right? Right. But with Gilgamesh, this is what you're going to do. You're going to have your 2 attackers, which would most likely be like a Light Wendigo lead or something like that, with your Light Gilgamesh, who will also provide damage and the attack up. And then you can have them with the defense up healer and a shield up healer, because you don't need the attack up healer because you got attack up on Gilgamesh. I need this mon, man. Dark Titan is my worst team too, so like 4-3-3. Give me this mon, please. But anyways, guys, he's a very, very good Titan mon, as you can get from my freaking out about him. So he does excel there like tremendously. Especially because like Light Courageous Strike mons are very limited. I'm pretty sure the only other ones are Light Wendigo and Light Siegfried. Pretty sure those are the only ones. But yeah, of course we have unflinching strike mons too, like with Light Sandwraith, but they're nowhere near as viable as the other mons that I mentioned. So yeah, just using him as a Courageous Strike mon for that is very nice. You can also use him in the Dark Colossus as a light attacker. He'll do a lot of damage there. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But that's pretty much it as to where you want to use him. Which, just because he's limited in where you want to use him doesn't mean he's bad at all. He just, because he does very well in those places. And of course he would only get a damage boost for his 3-star with skill books. And skill books might bring his attack up to 3 turns. Though, of course, I have no way of knowing. How I build him: crit rate, attack, crit rate, attack, crit damage, something like that. Just go full out offensive with him, and of course have some trinkets on him for defense up and HP. And now, let's see if the leaks that I saw were right about what Dark Gilgamesh is. Holy fuck, they are. Damn. Without even going over him, guys, he is the best mon in the game. He is the best mon in the game, hands down. But we'll get into why in a moment. Here's the variant. I love the variant. I absolutely love the variant. Looking at the stats, he's an attacker. 3,900 attack. Absolutely amazing. Good HP. Like, nothing amazing there, but still pretty good. Good defense. Again, nothing amazing, but still pretty, very good. Then looking at the skills. Now this is where things get crazy. On 3-star, we have Battle Rush. Great, right? Fills his SP bar a bit, heals his HP a bit. Nice. 5-star, we have Puncture. We've already seen how much of a drastic impact Fire Draka had on the entire game because of Puncture. Now, keep in mind, Fire Draka has a pretty similar attack stat. Let's just confirm this. Yeah, they have the exact same attack stat. Okay, just Fire Draka has lower defenses. Which is another point that says Gilgamesh is better. But yeah, so the only thing that Draka would have against or over Gilgamesh is that their morale boost helps the team. But Gilgamesh doesn't need the team, man. Okay? So anyway, stat-wise, better. Then also, he has Puncture. Of course, Puncture is going to destroy everything. Which now, being a Dark Mon, there is no element that resists his damage. Water Mons became meta on defense because Fire Draka. They resist his damage. So even with Puncture, they'll still be able to tank a little bit. But nothing's going to resist Dark Gilgamesh. He's going to destroy everything. He's going to do neutral or have elemental advantage if there's light Mons. So, PvP, he's wrecking everything. And farming content, he's wrecking everything. Wow. I cannot believe they did this. This is crazy. Like, I'm not happy or sad about this. Like, I am kind of happy that I'm not going to see Fire Draka everywhere. And it's, like, another thing, because he is a Dark Nat 5, he's going to be extremely rare. But still, like, this is crazy. Crazy. Absolutely insane. And did they nerf Puncture? Because it says it only ignores 90% of the enemy's defense, but I don't remember it ever saying that. Oh, okay, so that's another thing Draka has over Gilgamesh. Draka ignores 100% of the enemy's defense. Gilgamesh only ignores 90%, which isn't significant a difference, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, where you want to use Dark Gilgamesh, you can use him almost anywhere. PvP, he destroys on offense. He'll do okay on defense, but he won't be anything crazy. People do use Fire Draka on defense sometimes during special season, and it does okay. Like, it'll surprise the enemy every now and then. But as soon as they know that Draka is there, they'll beat you. They'll just rematch and beat you. And I see the same thing happening with Gilgamesh. So, offenses where he'll definitely shine. He'll just plow through teams. Again, with his defense down leader skill, just it'll make up for the 10% that his puncture doesn't ignore. And then, of course, for those that don't know, puncture doesn't really ignore the defense stat completely. It only ignores the base defense. It doesn't ignore the boost that Amon gets from gems and trinkets. This defense down leader skill will help with ignoring 35 to 40% of that, or at least lowering it. I wouldn't say ignoring. So yeah, PvP offense, farming, he'll destroy any farming content. If you get this mon, farming everything will be easy for you. Of course, if you have decent gems farm. Then I guess you can use him in Titans as a dark damage dealer, but he'll definitely fall off. Puncture isn't really great against Titans, and of course the RNG of getting an orb there also matters. But if you do use him there, you can use him as a dark attacker, but he'll fall off compared to Unflinching Strike and Courageous Strike mods. You can use him in some Colossus. Fire Draka has been a good method against the Water Colossus, and I feel Dark Gilgamesh will be even better than Fire Draka there, just because he doesn't have the elemental disadvantage. You can use him against Light Colossus just as a light damage dealer, but there he will fall off for sure because he doesn't have a damage boosting 3-star. He does have the puncture, but Light Colossus doesn't have high defense anyway, and then also you'll most likely be able to complete the dungeon or the Colossus before he gets his 5-star anyway. If you were to use Dark Mons that have damage boosting 3-stars, like Dark Snow White or who else off the top of my head? Dark Mowgli, something like that. DB10 is somewhere that he will definitely be amazing for. He'll just destroy it. Of course, he'll need trinkets to be survivable there, and on a full dark team. If you put him alone, he's gonna get destroyed. But yeah, how I would build him, definitely take advantage of his puncture, go full offensive with him. Crit rate attack on Ruin would definitely be the best build, most likely, in terms of damage output, which if you're to use him for PvP, I would go for that. Then, of course, if you only really want to use him for farming, which, honestly, if you have this mon, I would use him for everywhere that I possibly can. But if you're going to use him specifically for farming, crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage, ideally on a Siphon set, would be the end goal for him. But, of course, until you get there, just crit rate attack, crit rate attack, crit damage on a broken set would be nice. And, of course, don't forget trinkets if you're going to get some defensive stats for him. But anyway, that's it for them. And my guess for books for him would be that like Battle Rush should go up to 25% maybe, and then just damage boosts. But yeah, let's prioritize these Gilgamesh. So Dark, hands down, number 1 priority. Go for it, 100%. Next, it's a toss-up. I'm gonna say Water, just because Weaken Mons of the water element are very rare. Weaken Mons in general are rare, but for water element more specifically. And it is a decent rate as well, which very nice. The reason I put it over Water is just because Light Siegfried is farmable. If Light Siegfried wasn't farmable, Gilgamesh would definitely be a higher priority than Water. Then next I would put Wood, just because it has a very high possibility for damage output, especially with its 3-star, and our PvP is very water heavy right now. And then last I put Fire, just because it's good, but it doesn't have anything that it truly shines at doing, it doesn't have anything that makes it stand out compared to the other ones. But yeah, that is it. Oh, and priority for the variant leader skill would be like, well, I don't know how defense down would work against Titan. I assume it'll work the same way. So definitely, I guess I put it in the same order that I put the Mons overall. So yeah, Dark, Water, Light, Wood, Fire. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Gilgamesh is an insanely broken mon, good luck getting him. If you get dark, I hate you. If you get light, I hate you. If you get water, I hate you. I'm just kidding. If you guys get it, congrats. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Sorry for this, like, super rambly video. I just really wanted to have my genuine reaction, you know? But anyway, yeah. See ya.